The grocery store was bustling with activity on a bright Saturday morning. Shoppers moved briskly through the aisles, pushing their carts and filling them with groceries for the week. Among the crowd, a tall, well-dressed black man named Marcus navigated the store with ease. Marcus was in his early 40s, with a warm smile and an air of confidence that made him stand out. He was a successful entrepreneur, having built his own tech company from the ground up. Despite his success, Marcus remained humble and approachable. As Marcus reached for a box of cereal on the top shelf, he noticed an elderly white man standing nearby, looking a bit lost. The man, wearing dark sunglasses and holding a white cane, seemed to be struggling to find what he needed. Marcus approached him with a friendly smile. "Excuse me, sir. Do you need any help?" Marcus asked politely. The elderly man turned his head in Marcus's direction, his expression one of mild surprise. "Oh, thank you. Yes, I do need a bit of help. I'm trying to find the cans of soup, but I'm having a little trouble locating them." Marcus nodded. "No problem at all. I can help you with that. The soup aisle is just a few rows over. If you'd like, I can walk you there and help you find what you need." The elderly man smiled, his gratitude evident. "That would be very kind of you. My name is John, by the way, John Anderson." "Nice to meet you, John. I'm Marcus," he replied, gently guiding John toward the soup aisle. As they walked, they chatted casually. Marcus learned that John had lost his sight several years ago due to a degenerative eye disease. Despite his blindness, John remained independent, navigating his world with the help of his cane and the kindness of strangers. Once they reached the soup aisle, Marcus asked, "What kind of soup are you looking for, John?" "I usually get the chicken noodle and tomato soup," John replied. Marcus scanned the shelves and quickly located the soups John mentioned. He placed a few cans in John's shopping basket and handed it back to him. "Here you go, John. Anything else I can help you with?" Marcus asked. John shook his head. "No, this is more than enough. Thank you so much, Marcus. I can't tell you how much I appreciate your help." "It's my pleasure, John. I'm glad I could assist," Marcus said with a smile. "Do you need any help getting to the checkout?" John hesitated for a moment before nodding. "Actually, yes. That would be great." Marcus guided John to the checkout counters where they encountered a bit of a line. As they waited, Marcus and John continued their conversation. They discovered they had more in common than they initially thought. Both men enjoyed jazz music and shared a love for classic literature. As they reached the cashier, John turned to Marcus. "Thank you again for all your help today. It's rare to meet someone as kind and generous as you." Marcus smiled warmly. "It's no trouble at all, John. I'm happy to help. If you ever need assistance again, don't hesitate to ask." John's face lit up with a genuine smile. "I'll remember that, Marcus. Thank you." After John finished paying for his groceries, Marcus helped him carry the bags to the entrance of the store. As they parted ways, Marcus couldn't shake the feeling that there was something familiar about John, though he couldn't quite place it. "Take care, John," Marcus said, giving a small wave as John headed toward the parking lot. "You too, Marcus. Have a great day," John replied, his voice filled with gratitude. Marcus watched as John walked away, a sense of fulfillment washing over him. Helping John had been a small act of kindness, but it had left a lasting impact on both men. Little did Marcus know this chance encounter was just the beginning of a series of events that would change their lives forever. Marcus went about his day, the encounter with John lingering in his mind. The next morning, as he sipped his coffee and read the news on his tablet, something caught his eye. A headline read, "Local Hero Saves Blind Man from Accident." Intrigued, Marcus clicked on the article. The story detailed how a blind man, John Anderson, had narrowly escaped a potentially fatal accident the previous evening. A runaway car had jumped the curb just as John was about to cross the street. Fortunately, a passerby had pulled John to safety at the last moment. Marcus's heart skipped a beat. The article included a picture of John, the same man he had helped in the grocery store. The stranger who saved John was described as a good Samaritan who disappeared before anyone could thank him properly. Marcus couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to this story. He decided to visit the hospital where John was recovering. As he walked through the sterile halls, memories of their brief conversation played in his mind. He found John's room and knocked gently on the door. "Come in!" John called out. Marcus entered, and John's face lit up with recognition. "Marcus, what a surprise! What brings you here?" "I read about what happened, John. I wanted to make sure you were okay," Marcus said, sitting down beside the bed. John smiled. "I'm fine, thanks to that mysterious stranger. I wish I could thank him." Marcus nodded, feeling a mix of relief and curiosity. "It seems like fate is keeping an eye on you." John chuckled. "Maybe so. You know, Marcus, I've been thinking about our conversation at the store. I felt a connection, like we were meant to meet." Marcus was about to respond when a nurse entered with a tray of food. She placed it on the table and left them alone again. John fumbled slightly, trying to organize his meal. "Let me help you with that," Marcus offered, and John gratefully accepted. As Marcus arranged the food, John asked, "Have you ever experienced something like this? A series of events that seemed too coincidental to be random?" Marcus thought for a moment. "I believe everything happens for a reason, even if we don't understand it at the time." John nodded thoughtfully. "You know, Marcus, I used to work in tech too many years ago. I had a small startup that focused on accessibility solutions for the visually impaired." Marcus's eyes widened. "Really? That's amazing. What happened to the company?" John sighed. "After I lost my sight, it became too difficult to manage. I had to shut it down. But it's always been a dream of mine to help others like me." Marcus felt a surge of inspiration. "John, what if we revived your company? I have the resources and connections. Together, we could make a real difference." John's face lit up with a mixture of hope and excitement. "Do you really think it's possible?" "Absolutely," Marcus said with conviction. "Your experience and my resources could create something incredible." They spent the next hour discussing ideas, brainstorming ways to develop innovative solutions for the visually impaired. The synergy between them was palpable, and by the time Marcus left, they had a solid plan to start working on. As Marcus walked back to his car, he couldn't help but feel that fate had indeed brought them together. What started as a simple act of kindness in a grocery store had blossomed into a partnership that had the potential to change lives. And though the journey ahead was uncertain, Marcus felt a sense of purpose and excitement he hadn't experienced in years. Little did they know, their collaboration would soon attract attention from unexpected places, leading to challenges and opportunities they could never have anticipated. But for now, they were united by a shared vision and a determination to make a difference, proving that sometimes the most profound connections are forged in the unlikeliest of circumstances. The following weeks were a whirlwind of activity for Marcus and John. They met regularly to discuss their plans, combining John's first-hand experience with Marcus's business acumen. Their goal was ambitious: to develop a suite of advanced, affordable accessibility tools for the visually impaired. One evening, as they sat in Marcus's office, John shared an idea he had been mulling over. What if we created a device that uses AI to describe surroundings to the user in real time? It could be like having a personal assistant always with you. Marcus's eyes lit up. "That's brilliant, John. We could integrate it with a smartphone app, making it accessible to more people." They quickly set to work, drawing up designs and reaching out to developers who could help bring their vision to life. Marcus leveraged his connections to secure funding and resources, while John focused on refining the product concept. One day, during a meeting with potential investors, John demonstrated a prototype of their device. As the AI described objects in the room with impressive accuracy, the investors were visibly impressed. By the end of the presentation, they had secured the necessary funding to move forward. With the funding in place, they assembled a team of talented engineers and designers. The project progressed rapidly, and soon they had a working model ready for testing. They named their product Visionary. To gather user feedback, they organized a focus group of visually impaired individuals. The response was overwhelmingly positive. One tester, a young woman named Sarah, was moved to tears. "This device gives me a sense of independence I never thought I'd have," she said. Encouraged by the feedback, Marcus and John pushed forward with production. They faced challenges, of course, technical glitches, manufacturing delays, but their determination never wavered. They knew they were onto something revolutionary. One evening, as they prepared for the official launch of Visionary, John turned to Marcus. "I never imagined I would get a second chance to make a difference." "Thank you, Marcus." Marcus smiled. Thank you, John. This wouldn't have been possible without your vision and passion. The launch event was a resounding success. Visionary received rave reviews from tech critics and enthusiastic endorsements from the visually impaired community. Orders poured in, and soon, Visionary was making headlines as a game-changer in accessibility technology. As they celebrated their success, Marcus and John reflected on their journey. What had started as a chance encounter in a grocery store had blossomed into a partnership that was transforming lives. They knew their work wasn't done. There were always more challenges to tackle, more innovations to develop. But for now, they savored their achievement. Their story became an inspiration, a testament to the power of kindness and the extraordinary impact of collaboration. Marcus and John had proven that with determination, vision, and a little bit of fate, anything was possible. With Visionary's success, Marcus and John found themselves busier than ever. The demand for their product soared, and they expanded their team to keep up. However, with growth came new challenges. One afternoon, Marcus received a call from their head of production, Angela. "Marcus, we have a problem. There's been a defect found in a batch of Visionary devices. We need to recall them immediately." Marcus's heart sank. A recall could damage their reputation and erode customer trust. He called an emergency meeting with John and the team to devise a plan. "We need to act fast and communicate transparently," John said, his voice steady. "Our customers need to know we're committed to their safety and satisfaction." They drafted a statement explaining the issue and detailing the steps they were taking to resolve it. Marcus personally called key stakeholders to assure them that the company was handling the situation. The recall process was arduous. They had to track down every affected device, issue refunds, and ensure replacements were flawless. Despite the stress and long hours, the team pulled together, driven by their commitment to their users. During this time, Marcus noticed John working late into the night, often skipping meals. Concerned, he approached John one evening as he was packing up. "John, you need to take care of yourself. We can't afford to lose you," Marcus said, his tone gentle but firm. John smiled weakly. "I know, Marcus, it's just, this project means so much to me. I want to make sure everything is perfect." "I understand," Marcus replied. "But remember, we have a team. You don't have to do this alone." John nodded, acknowledging the wisdom in Marcus's words. He promised to balance his workload better and leaned on the team's support. As they worked through the recall, something remarkable happened. Customers began sharing their positive experiences with Visionary, praising the company's quick response and transparency. The setback turned into a testament to their integrity and dedication. Once the recall was complete and production resumed smoothly, Marcus and John took a moment to breathe. They had weathered the storm and emerged stronger. One evening, as they sat on the office terrace overlooking the city, John turned to Marcus. "You know, this experience has taught me something important. It's not just about the technology or the success. It's about the people we impact and how we handle adversity." Marcus nodded, reflecting on their journey. "You're right, John, and I believe this is just the beginning. There's so much more we can do." Inspired by their resilience, they began brainstorming new features and products. They envisioned expanding Visionary's capabilities, integrating more advanced AI, and making it even more accessible. As they looked out at the city lights, they felt a renewed sense of purpose. Their partnership had been tested, but it had only grown stronger. They were ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, confident that together they could overcome anything. After the triumphant awards ceremony in Tokyo, Marcus and John returned home with renewed vigor. Their success had bolstered their resolve, and they were eager to continue their work. However, as they settled back into their routine, an unexpected development arose. One evening, Marcus received a call from his mother. She sounded anxious, and her voice trembled. "Marcus, I need to talk to you about something important. Can you come over?" Concerned, Marcus immediately headed to his parents' house. When he arrived, he found his mother sitting at the kitchen table, a worried expression on her face. "What's wrong, Mom?" Marcus asked gently, taking a seat beside her. She took a deep breath before speaking. "It's about your father. He's been having trouble with his vision lately. He hasn't wanted to worry you, but it's getting worse. The doctors think it might be glaucoma." Marcus felt a lump form in his throat. His father, a strong and proud man, had always been a pillar of support for their family. The thought of him struggling with his vision was heartbreaking. "Why didn't he tell me?" Marcus asked, trying to keep his voice steady. "He didn't want to burden you, especially with everything you're doing with Visionary," his mother explained softly. Determined to help, Marcus immediately set up an appointment with a top specialist. After a thorough examination, the doctor confirmed the diagnosis: early-stage glaucoma. It was a sobering moment for Marcus, but he refused to let it defeat him. That evening, he visited John to share the news. John listened intently, his face reflecting empathy and understanding. "Marcus, I'm so sorry to hear about your father, but remember, Visionary was created for situations like this. We can help him," John said with conviction. Together, they developed a customized plan to support Marcus's father. They integrated Visionary into his daily life, providing him with the tools and confidence to maintain his independence. The transformation was remarkable. Marcus's father adapted quickly, and the device became an indispensable part of his routine. One weekend, Marcus and John visited Marcus's parents. As they sat in the living room, Marcus's father expressed his gratitude. "Son, you and John have done something incredible. Visionary has given me back my freedom. I can't thank you enough," he said, his voice filled with emotion. Marcus felt a deep sense of pride and relief. "We're just glad we could help, Dad. That's what Visionary is all about." Inspired by his father's journey, Marcus and John decided to expand their outreach. They launched a new initiative, Visionary at Home, aimed at helping seniors with vision impairments. The program provided personalized support, ensuring that more people could benefit from their technology. As the initiative gained traction, Marcus and John received heartwarming letters from families across the country. Each story reinforced their commitment and reminded them of the profound impact of their work. One such letter came from a woman named Maria, whose elderly mother had been struggling with severe vision loss. "Thanks to Visionary, my mother can read her favorite books again and navigate her home with confidence. Your work has brought joy back into her life," the letter read. Moved by these stories, Marcus and John dedicated more resources to Visionary at Home, partnering with community centers and healthcare providers to reach even more people in need. Their efforts culminated in a special event, Visionary Day, where they showcased their latest advancements and shared success stories from their users. The event was a celebration of resilience and innovation, bringing together families, tech enthusiasts, and industry leaders. As Marcus and John stood on stage looking out at the smiling faces in the audience, they felt an overwhelming sense of fulfillment. They had turned a personal challenge into a broader mission, transforming lives and fostering a community of support and empowerment. Their journey was far from over, but with each step, they were making the world a brighter place for those living in darkness. And that, they knew, was the true measure of their success. With the success of Visionary at Home, Marcus and John felt a renewed sense of purpose. They realized that their technology could reach even more people with the right partnerships and innovations. Inspired by the impact they had made domestically, they began exploring opportunities to expand Visionary's reach globally. One day, while brainstorming new ideas, John suggested, "Marcus, what if we partnered with humanitarian organizations to distribute Visionary in underserved regions around the world? There are millions of visually impaired individuals who could benefit from our technology." Marcus nodded, excitement building. "That's a fantastic idea, John. We could work with NGOs, governments, and local communities to ensure Visionary reaches those who need it most." They began reaching out to various international organizations and were soon in discussions with Vision for All, a global nonprofit dedicated to providing visual aid to developing countries. The organization's director, Aisha, was impressed with Visionary's potential and eager to collaborate. In their first meeting, Aisha shared her vision. "Our mission has always been to bring vision care to those in need, but your technology can take our efforts to the next level. Together, we can transform countless lives." The partnership was formalized, and plans were set in motion to launch pilot programs in several countries, including Kenya, India, and Brazil. Marcus and John traveled to these regions, meeting with local leaders and communities to understand their specific needs. In Kenya, they met with Dr. Kamau, a local ophthalmologist who was passionate about improving access to eye care. He introduced them to a group of visually impaired children who were excited to try Visionary. The children's faces lit up as they used the devices, experiencing a new level of independence. "This is incredible," Dr. Kamau said, watching the children navigate their surroundings with ease. "You've given them a chance to live more freely and confidently." In India, they partnered with a community center in a rural village. The villagers welcomed them with open arms, eager to see how Visionary could change their lives. One elderly woman, Priya, who had been blind for years, was overwhelmed with emotion as she used Visionary to identify objects and move around her home. "This is a miracle," Priya said, tears streaming down her face. "I never thought I would see again, even if just through words." Their final stop was Brazil, where they worked with a vibrant community in Rio de Janeiro. They introduced Visionary to a local school for the blind, where students quickly embraced the technology. The teachers were equally enthusiastic, recognizing the potential for enhanced learning and independence. Back in their headquarters, Marcus and John reviewed the success of the pilot programs. The feedback was overwhelmingly positive, and they knew they had to expand their efforts further. "We've only scratched the surface," Marcus said, determination in his voice. "There's so much more we can do." Encouraged by their progress, they launched a global campaign to raise awareness and funds for Visionary's international expansion. The response was extraordinary, with donations pouring in from around the world. Celebrities, tech giants, and everyday people supported the cause, inspired by the transformative power of Visionary. As their global reach grew, Marcus and John faced new challenges, from navigating different regulatory landscapes to ensuring sustainable distribution. Yet they remained undeterred, driven by the impact they witnessed firsthand. Their efforts culminated in a global summit on accessibility, where leaders from various sectors gathered to discuss and promote inclusive technologies. Marcus and John were invited to speak, sharing their journey and vision for the future. As they stood on the stage, addressing a diverse and engaged audience, Marcus reflected on how far they had come. From a chance meeting in a grocery store to a global movement, their journey was a testament to the power of compassion, innovation, and collaboration. John concluded their speech with a heartfelt message. "Visionary is more than a product, it's a promise. A promise that no matter where you are or who you are, you deserve the chance to live with dignity and independence. Together we can make that promise a reality for everyone." The applause was thunderous, and as Marcus and John looked out at the crowd, they knew their mission was far from over. With each new challenge came an opportunity to make a difference, and they were ready to seize it, one vision at a time. The Global Summit on Accessibility marked a new chapter for Visionary. Marcus and John returned home with a wealth of new connections, ideas, and renewed energy. However, with growth came unforeseen challenges that tested their resolve. One morning, Marcus received a call from their lead engineer, Natalie. Her tone was urgent. "Marcus, we've identified a potential security vulnerability in Visionary software. It could compromise user data if not addressed immediately." Marcus felt a wave of concern. Privacy and security were paramount, especially for a product that was integral to so many lives. He called an emergency meeting with John and the engineering team. As they gathered in the conference room, Natalie detailed the issue. "We've discovered a flaw in the data encryption process. It's not being exploited yet, but we need to patch it before it becomes a problem." John nodded, his face serious. "We need to handle this swiftly and transparently. Our users trust us and we can't let them down." The team sprang into action, working around the clock to develop and implement the necessary security updates. Marcus and John communicated openly with their user base, explaining the situation and reassuring them that their data's safety was their top priority. The swift and transparent response was well received, and soon the crisis was averted. The experience, though stressful, reinforced their commitment to integrity and excellence. With the security issue resolved, Marcus and John turned their attention to another opportunity. They had been approached by a leading tech university interested in partnering on advanced research for Visionary. The university's resources and expertise could help them push the boundaries of their technology even further. They met with Dr. Emily Carter, a renowned professor in AI and machine learning. During their meeting, she proposed a groundbreaking idea, integrating neural networks to enhance Visionary's real-time object recognition capabilities. This could revolutionize how visually impaired individuals interact with their environment, Dr. Carter explained. Imagine a system that not only identifies objects, but also understands context and provides actionable insights. Excited by the potential, Marcus and John agreed to collaborate. They set up a dedicated research team, blending their engineers with the university's brightest minds. The project was ambitious, but the potential impact was immense. As they delved into the research, Marcus and John faced another personal challenge. John's health began to deteriorate. The stress and long hours had taken a toll, and he was diagnosed with a serious illness. Marcus was devastated but determined to support his friend. He urged John to take a step back and focus on his health. "We can't do this without you, John, but we need you well. Take the time you need to recover." Reluctantly, John agreed. He took a leave of absence, trusting Marcus and the team to carry on the work. During this time, Marcus felt the weight of leadership more acutely, but also found strength in the unwavering support of their team and community. Months passed, and the partnership with the university bore fruit. They developed a prototype with enhanced AI capabilities, offering unprecedented accuracy and contextual understanding. The technology was tested in real-world scenarios, receiving overwhelmingly positive feedback. Meanwhile, John gradually recovered. His illness had been a wake-up call, reminding him of the importance of balance and well-being. When he returned to work, he found a stronger, more resilient team waiting for him. With John back and the new technology ready, they planned a relaunch event to introduce the enhanced Visionary. The event was a celebration of innovation, resilience, and the power of collaboration. During his speech, John addressed the audience with gratitude. "This journey has been challenging, but it has also been incredibly rewarding. We've faced obstacles, but we've overcome them together. Visionary is not just a product, it's a symbol of hope and possibility." Marcus added, "Our mission is to empower and inspire. With this new technology, we're taking another step towards a world where everyone, regardless of their abilities, can live fully and independently." The relaunch was a resounding success, and as they stood together, Marcus and John felt a deep sense of accomplishment. They had turned challenges into opportunities, proving that with perseverance and unity, they could achieve anything. Their journey was far from over, but they were ready for whatever came next, confident in their vision and their partnership. Together, they would continue to make a difference, one innovation at a time. With the successful relaunch of Visionary, Marcus and John felt an immense sense of pride. Their innovation was now equipped with advanced AI, and the positive feedback reinforced their belief in the impact of their work. However, they knew that sustaining their vision required more than technological advancements. It required building a lasting legacy. One afternoon, while discussing future strategies, Marcus suggested an idea that had been on his mind. "John, what if we established a foundation dedicated to accessibility innovation? We could fund research, support startups, and advocate for inclusive policies worldwide." John's eyes lit up. "That's a brilliant idea, Marcus. We can ensure that our mission continues, even beyond Visionary. It would be a powerful way to give back and drive meaningful change." They quickly set the plan into motion, founding the Visionary Foundation. The foundation's goal was to foster innovation in accessibility, provide grants to emerging tech developers, and work with governments to promote inclusive practices. They brought in experts from various fields to lead the foundation, ensuring it had the resources and influence to make a significant impact. Their first major project was a global hackathon, inviting developers from around the world to create new solutions for accessibility challenges. The event attracted thousands of participants, each bringing unique perspectives and ideas. The winning project was an ingenious app that converted sign language into audible speech, enabling seamless communication for the hearing impaired. Inspired by the creativity and dedication they witnessed, Marcus and John decided to expand the hackathon into an annual event. Each year, they saw groundbreaking ideas that pushed the boundaries of what was possible, and they supported these innovations through the Visionary Foundation. Meanwhile, Visionary continued to evolve. They introduced new features, such as augmented reality overlays that provided detailed information about objects and environments. Their user base grew, and Visionary became a trusted companion for millions of visually impaired individuals worldwide. During this time, Marcus and John received an invitation to speak at a prestigious global forum on technology and social impact. The forum brought together leaders from various sectors to discuss how technology could address some of the world's most pressing issues. As they prepared their presentation, Marcus reflected on their journey. "John, we've come a long way from that first meeting in the grocery store. It's incredible to see how our work has grown and how many lives we've touched." John smiled. "It's been an extraordinary journey, Marcus, and it's just the beginning. There's still so much we can do." Their presentation at the forum was a resounding success. They shared their story, the challenges they faced, and the vision that drove them. They highlighted the importance of collaboration, innovation, and compassion in creating technology that truly makes a difference. After their talk, they were approached by numerous individuals and organizations eager to collaborate and learn from their experience. It was clear that their work had inspired others, and that the Visionary Foundation could play a crucial role in shaping the future of accessibility technology. As they returned home, Marcus and John felt a deep sense of fulfillment. They had built something remarkable, not just a product, but a movement. They had created a legacy that would continue to drive positive change long into the future. One evening, as they watched the sunset from Marcus's office terrace, John turned to Marcus. "You know, this journey has taught me that the true measure of success isn't just about what we achieve, but the lives we touch and the differences we make." Marcus nodded. "You're right, John, and I'm grateful to be on this journey with you. Together, we've shown that with determination, innovation, and a little bit of fate, we can create a brighter, more inclusive world." Their partnership had turned challenges into opportunities, obstacles into innovations, and dreams into reality. As they looked toward the future, they knew that their mission was far from over. With the Visionary Foundation and their unwavering commitment to accessibility, they were ready to continue their journey, making the world a better place for all. Years passed, and Visionary grew into a globally recognized symbol of innovation and compassion. Marcus and John had built a legacy that extended far beyond their initial dreams. The Visionary Foundation became a beacon for accessibility, fostering groundbreaking research and supporting countless initiatives that improved the lives of people with disabilities worldwide. One bright morning, Marcus sat in his office reflecting on the incredible journey. He had a meeting scheduled with John, who had recently returned from a trip visiting Visionary projects around the globe. John walked in, his face glowing with excitement. "Marcus, you won't believe the impact we're making," John said, setting down a thick folder of reports. "In India, Visionary devices are now in every school for the blind. In Brazil, we're seeing entire communities transformed. And in Kenya, we've launched a new program that's training visually impaired individuals to become tech specialists." Marcus smiled, feeling a swell of pride. "It's incredible, John. We've come so far, and it's all thanks to our amazing team and the incredible people we've met along the way." John nodded. "Exactly. And there's more. The Visionary Foundation's latest initiative is a global fellowship program. We're bringing together the brightest minds in accessibility technology to collaborate and innovate. The first cohort is set to start next month." As they reviewed the details of the fellowship program, they were interrupted by a knock on the door. It was Natalie, their lead engineer, accompanied by a young man who looked both nervous and excited. "Marcus, John, this is Alex. He's one of the winners of our latest hackathon," Natalie introduced him. "He has developed an incredible new feature for Visionary, and I thought you should see it firsthand." Alex stepped forward, his voice trembling slightly. "Thank you for seeing me. My idea is to integrate voice-controlled smart home capabilities into Visionary. This would allow users to control their environment like adjusting lights and temperature just by speaking." John's eyes lit up. "That's brilliant, Alex. Show us what you've got." Alex demonstrated his prototype, and the potential was immediately clear. The integration was seamless, enhancing Visionary's utility and making everyday tasks even easier for users. Marcus clapped Alex on the back. "This is fantastic work, Alex. Welcome to the Visionary team." As Alex beamed with pride, Marcus and John knew they had found another valuable addition to their growing family of innovators. It was moments like these that reminded them of the power of collaboration and the endless possibilities of technology. The years continued to pass, and Visionary's influence only grew. Marcus and John traveled extensively, sharing their story and inspiring others to join their mission. They witnessed firsthand the profound impact of their work in communities around the world. One day, as they prepared for another global summit, John approached Marcus with a thoughtful expression. "Marcus, I've been thinking about the future. We're not getting any younger, and it's time we start planning for the next generation of leaders to take over." Marcus nodded, understanding his friend's sentiment. "You're right, John. We've built something incredible, but it's time to ensure it continues to thrive without us." They decided to establish a leadership academy within the Visionary Foundation, dedicated to training future leaders in accessibility technology. The academy would focus on innovation, ethics, and empathy, instilling the core values that had driven Visionary's success. At the academy's inauguration, Marcus and John addressed a diverse group of young leaders. Marcus spoke with passion. "You are the future of accessibility. You have the power to continue our mission and make the world a better place. Remember, it's not just about the technology, it's about the people." John added, "We've shown that with determination, collaboration, and a bit of fate, anything is possible. Carry that spirit with you and you'll achieve great things." As they looked out at the eager faces in the audience, Marcus and John felt a deep sense of fulfillment. Their journey had come full circle. They had turned a chance encounter in a grocery store into a global movement, touching countless lives and leaving a lasting legacy. Years later, as they watched the new leaders of Visionary carry on their work, Marcus and John felt a profound sense of peace. They had achieved more than they ever dreamed possible, proving that with vision and heart, the world could indeed be a place where everyone, regardless of their abilities, could live fully and independently. And so, the story of Visionary continued, a testament to the enduring power of kindness, innovation, and the unbreakable bonds of friendship.